My weight became a problem when I was 8 years old. My parents were the first to point it out, and then the kids at school. Like all of us have been at some point, I was bullied for my appearance, but not just for my weight, for the disability in my arm too. I grew up watching the adults around me use food and alcohol to numb their pain. I didn't know how to cope with my pain in productive ways. I used food and eventually drugs and alcohol to get by, but food was always number one. It was my best friend. I ate when I was happy, I ate when I was sad. Food was my comfort, something familiar to turn to. This continued until one day when I stepped onto the scale at the doctor's office, 100 pounds heavier than I am today, and my doctor told me I was on the road to obesity. She gave me a pep talk that made me realize this was all on me. Up until that moment, it never dawned on me that things could be different, that I had the power within me to create a new life. That doctor's appointment changed everything. It empowered me to take back control. When I committed to change, I started out small. I started being more conscious of what I was eating and how it made me feel. I started recognizing my emotional patterns with eating and finding new, productive ways to deal with the discomfort that I felt. At that point, I had never really exercised or desired to. I started walking every other day for just 20 minutes until it became every day.
Just got back from my run. I have about 1,000 times more energy than I did before. Feels good.
And then I got a gym membership, and I experimented with different ways to move my body that I enjoyed. I found a love for lifting weights and have stayed consistent with that for 7 years now. I love how strong it makes me feel physically and mentally. Losing 100 pounds changed my life, not because I looked different, but because it empowered me to know that I could put my mind to something and achieve success. The journey I went on to get to where I am today was all mental. I had to destroy the person that I thought I was and rebirth a new version of me, a woman that handles her shit, that takes care of herself and inspires others to do the same. For the last 6 years, I've coached thousands of women all around the world. My goal with every client is to help them create a healthy relationship with food and their body, and to fall in love with fitness as a form of self-care. We are told as women that we must put others first. Our kids, our husband, our community, but I say hell no to that. I have so much to offer this world. I have so much I want to give, but I can only give others my best when I feel my best. It's not easy. Self-care requires a lot of work. I have never worked harder for something in my life, but every day I am grateful that I made the decision to work on myself. It's worth it, and you're worth it, but only you can decide to make that change.